Wow, wow, we are live again. It's another exciting time at Skill Acceleration Bootcamp. I'm super excited. And sorry for the blank screen. You know, I like to show my face. If not for anything, at least for you guys to appreciate the beauty of the Lord. But that's by the way. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm just going to be waiting for for some minutes rather, for people to join in, and then we start right away. We have right in the studio with us our facilitator and speaker for this section, and I'm super excited. I'll be talking more about his section and his bio once I know that I have people join us live. I'm certain that the link was just sent to the group. And so if you're watching me live already, you know the way we do our Sabi energy now. Drop it in the comments that you're live with me. Oh, I see you all join in. Hi, Jabi. Hi, Inkem Jika, Yakubu, Badmos. I mean, we have people streaming live all the way from Senegal, Equatorial Guinea, Ghana, Nigeria. Oh, everyone is here. The house is getting full. Go and remind people on the Telegram channel that they should join. We're live. Hello, Victoria. Hello, Mayomiko. Hi, Abel. Hello, Gloria, Nosakare. Amazing, amazing. You know the way we do it at the Sabi Gang Club. So I need to know that we're live and we're ready to take in all we have for today. Great, great, great. Amazing, amazing. You are live and you are ready. Great. So today I'm going to be the one moderating this section. My name is Victoria Wana, and it's such an honor to be driving this movement alongside my team. It's been such an amazing 7 days journey, right from last week Friday when we started. Sorry, pardon me. To the Facebook training, which is going to continue today by 5. To the section we're having now, and then the final sections which is going to hold by tomorrow. And so I just want more people to join in so that I know that we have at least 300 live with us, and before we can commence, I know some people will join in later. So I just want to see that we're live. Good afternoon. Hello, Esther. Hello, Rhoda. Hi, Gift. Hi, Abigail. Great, great. So while we're waiting for other people to join us, I'm just going to be introducing our guests and our speaker for today. First off, you need to be able to know that this person we have here today is an amazing, big time businessman. Okay, he is my boss. Like, I work for him. I did my 1 year youth service under him. So you need to know the caliber of person we're going to listen to today. He's not just a social media, in quotes, a social media noisemaker. He's not. He's somebody with depth and substance. He's somebody who has built something beyond just social media paparazzi. He has built a company. I worked under him for the past 1 year doing my youth service with the Print Doctor Africa brand. He's somebody who is changing the narrative. I mean, in the whole of sub-Saharan Africa, there is no company that does book publishing on demand, but he brought that up. So who we have here today is an innovator, and he's going to be talking to us today on execution and innovation strategies, whether in your business, whether in your 9-to-5 job, in your NGO, or whatever it is that you do. What is going to thrive, what is going to help you thrive, and what's going to give you sustainable results in the long run is your execution capabilities and then your ability to innovate. And this is one man who has done this very well. Even with COVID-19, he has been able to stay top of mind his clients. How and why? He's going to be sharing all of these things with us here today for the next 1 hour. Alvin Rice, this is not the right place for you to be talking about. Please follow me on Instagram. Please let us be clear on why we are here today. Okay. Yes, I see people saying Daddy Ebadan, the print doctor. Exactly. So let me briefly read through his bio. He is, I'm going to be brief about it, so I won't read everything. He is a multiple award-winning entrepreneur, and he's the founder of the first print-on-demand book publishing company in sub-Saharan Africa. You can check it at www.printdoctorafrica.com. And he has 8 years work experience with Nestle Nigeria. And then he exited Nestle Nigeria in 2015 as a maintenance engineer for the series product packaging line. So he's one who empowers and inspires others, and he works within his convictions. All right, he teaches business, and most importantly, he does business. So he's not somebody who comes to say, do it like this, and he has not done it. No, he talks and he do. So whatever you see him share here today, I want you to be able to take it wholeheartedly and work with it, because it's something he has done. He has given us, he has tested it, and he has gotten results in it as well. He's also an author of 4 books, with one on the way, the 5th book on the way. Guys, the person we have here in the studio with us today for this section is really, really amazing, very powerful. He's a designer, he's a recording artist, he's a public speaker, and he began the printing and publishing business in 2006, and he has coached several people in starting and running their own business. Okay, and there's a whole lot more I can definitely say about him, but we've been able to share his bio. I'm sure that you've seen the bio on the flyer we sent to the Telegram channel, and so it's with all honor that I make welcome today for this section. Can the drum roll start, please? Who is drumming? Who is drumming? Prince, give us the drum rolls. Salamaris, I want to see the drum rolls. Yes, Blessing, bring it on. Miracle, bring it on. Esther, bring it on. Christabel, bring it on. Pelumi, bring it on. Victory, I'm seeing all of you. I want to see the welcome. If I don't see it enough, I will not put him on. Okay, this is my boss we are having here today, and so we need to celebrate him in the grand style. You know the way you do it in the Sabi gang way. I want you to multiply it by 2 this time around before I introduce him. Amazing, amazing. All right, I'm putting him now on screen.
Whoa, hello everybody. Hello Victoria, how are you doing?
Hi, good afternoon, sir. I'm doing great.
Oh, good to be here. Good to be here. I love what I'm hearing about this program since last week. I'm so excited to be here this afternoon.
Thank
Hello
you.
everybody. My name is Ayodeji. Victoria, I listened to how you introduced me. God be praised. And I think this afternoon is going to be amazing.
Yes, sure. Thank you, sir. So over to you, sir.
Okay, everybody, my name is Ayodeji, as she has said, and this afternoon I will be talking to you about innovation and execution strategies, and I want you to please pay attention. How many people do we have listening to me right now? I would like to know, how many people do we have listening to me right now? If you have friends, tell them to come over, because it's going to get hot in here in a bit. All right, it's going to get hot in here in a bit. How many people do I have? Victoria, are you still there? Victoria, are you still there? Okay. Oh, thank you, Kweye Dumbi. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Okay, so
Okay,
we currently
Victoria,
have about 200 watching live.
fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. So we can start. Other people will meet us. Bemisola Ogundare, I'm so excited to read from you. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. Okay, so if you have pen and paper, just watch, bring it out right now, because you might have to write some things down. You might have to jot some things down, but there we go. So I'll be
Okay, sir, sorry,
teaching.
please, can you see the comments?
I see them when you pop them up.
No, I mean, but do you have access to the full comments? Because I may not be putting up all the comments when you start.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, so that it will help
Okay.
for engagement with them.
I can bring them up on screen when I want to.
Okay,
So
great.
Catherine, thank you. Omale Ilesomi Tomiwa, thank you.
Okay.
Wash hands. Okay. Thank you. Abo Messi Ebele, thank you. Silva Okoro, thank you. Mehison Samofolu, thank you. Miriam Adeboye, thank you. Lolia Wokoma Kumbusia, thank you. Abigail Fasomi, thank you. Okay, so this is great. I'll just go in right away. So I will be starting with innovation, because innovation is my forte. For some of you who may not know, I spent 8 years working with Nestle Nigeria PLC, and I was in manufacturing, specifically in the engineering stream. And during this process, I had the opportunity to work closely with the innovation and renovation team. Nestle is a company, let me just start with this. Nestle is a company that spends millions of dollars annually on innovation and renovation. In fact, they have a center, the R&D center, the Research and Development Center in Cote d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast, where all the people who work there do not produce anything into the sales team. Their main output is innovation. Fortunately, I was able to run a couple of improvement projects for my department for our packaging lines because I spent a lot of time on the packaging lines that helped to save as much as 50 million naira every 6 months for the company. And upon this track record, so many things have also been built. So innovation has not been, it's not strange to me since the beginning of my career. And I have successfully brought these learnings into my business, which I started full time in 2015, and then we metamorphosized into Print Doctor Africa last year, okay, as a brand. And so, what I'll be sharing with you this evening are the principles behind all the activities. Some of you know about Print Doctor Africa already, and you know that we are not normal. We are not the usual brand. So what I'll be teaching you this afternoon, I'll be speaking about this afternoon, is how you cannot be normal. Because to be normal is to be ordinary. To be normal is to be natural. And when they talk about God, for example, I believe in God very strongly. They talk about God being in the supernatural. So if God, the creator, is in the supernatural, meaning is hypernormal. It's not within the normal, sphere of things. It does things that are beyond the ordinary. If you were made in His image, you cannot be ordinary and you cannot be normal. And so we came into this industry, erstwhile, thought to be the industry for people who just do things the way it has been. Printing is almost the oldest career, oldest practice, and since that it has peaked in terms of innovation and thinking until we came in and we changed the game completely. So I'll be sharing with you this afternoon. But first of all, what is innovation? I want to keep to time. What is innovation? Innovation is new approach. There are two things. These are my definitions. Victoria knows me very well. I don't regurgitate content that is flying around. I don't share what is in popular how do I call it now? What is already flying around town. I take my time to think and create concepts, and that's what I'll be sharing this afternoon. So as far as I'm concerned, innovation is two things. Number one, introducing new approach to working ideas, or introducing new ideas to working to an existing industry. So this is it. Something is already existing. Something, there's a working idea already. It's doing well, but then you introduce a new approach. So it's not because things are bad already. This is not about curing something that is bad. It's about introducing a new approach to something that is existing, or to an idea that is working, or introducing a new idea to an industry that's already existing. I can bet it that most or all of us who are here are already doing things that are existing. So whatever it is you're doing, you did not start it. Am I correct? Whatever it is you're doing at the moment, whether it's all right, fantastic. Forgive me, I went out for a moment. So whether it's existing or not, I know for sure that most of us are already in an existing industry. So whether you're an NGO, whether you're into manufacturing, whether you're into buying and selling, whether you're into public speaking, whether you're into coaching, you're into whatever it is you're doing, it's an industry that is existing. So if except you're creating a fresh industry, we'll have a different session for that. But if you're already in an industry that's existing, or you are trying to start something in an industry that is existing, you need to pay attention. So first of all, let us establish the purpose of innovation. I put them in four things. Number one, and I want you to pay attention according to the hierarchy. Number one is to make profit. Innovation is not there for the fun. It's not so that you can enjoy yourself. The first thing is to make profit, and I talk about profit because I'm a businessman. Number two is to make impact. Number two is to make impact. Number three is to gain market share, and number four is to guarantee longevity. And I will talk briefly on these 4 points before I move on to the core of the matter. To make profit, okay? Wait. Number one, to make profit. Number two, to make impact. Number three, to gain market share. And number four, to gain longevity. Now, profit, any business that is not making profit will go down. And I want to share this with you. There is something called the blue ocean and the red ocean. A red ocean simply talks about a business, an industry that is already, so to say, saturated with the big players. And whether it's a blue ocean or it's a red ocean, it doesn't matter. With innovation thinking, which I'll be introducing to you shortly, you can thrive and, most importantly, create a fresh ocean. So it's, a red ocean, there are sharks already and they are killing businesses. They are killing the businesses that do not innovate. And so that's why you need to pay attention to this. Some of you have seen the things that we have done with Print Doctor Africa. There are practically things that you have never found a publishing or a printing company do ever. And that is how we roll. If you're going to make profit, you've got to introduce a new experience, because without a new experience, there is no reason why people should pivot or port from wherever they were to your side. For Print Doctor Africa, people have been printing before I was born. There are many companies that are existing today that were in existence as of the year I was born. And I'm coming into this industry and I want to gain market. I need to make money. I need to make profit. It is important for me to give the people an experience that is different. I need to give them a new experience. I need to give them new possibilities within the same industry. The new possibilities will introduce to you more money and, of course, more profit. And listen to me very carefully. There are two ends to a business. There are two ends to a business, the front end and the back end. If your back end is not also innovated, if you do not run your back end with innovation, if you make, no matter how much money you make, you will not make profit. What is profit? Profit is the difference between the amount of money you make and the amount of money you keep. This is not your regular definition, but pay attention to me. I'm not your normal person. Profit is the difference between the amount of money you make and the amount of money you keep. So if your front end is fantastic, like people are seeing you doing things that are beyond the normal, people are seeing you doing things that are fantastic, and they patronize you, but your back end is not well optimized innovatively. So as all the money is coming in, it is going back into the operations. You're making top end. It's called top end, but your bottom line, top line, but your bottom line is zero. That's why you've seen companies who make billions of dollars annually still filing for bankruptcy, because their bottom line, there is no innovation in the way they run their business, at the back end. So when I'm talking about innovation now, don't just look at what is going on the front end. A lot of you, I'm sure, except for Victoria on this live show right now, most of you do not know what goes on in our back end. Ask Victoria, our back end is also well innovated. I mean, every decision I make on the back end here, it is driven by the innovation thinking. The equipment that we have is not your regular equipment. How we're able to produce quality that matches or beats foreign quality is as a result of innovation thinking. Without breaking the bank, I can use 50 cowboy equipment to produce international standard, because what the problem is not the equipment. And this is, I don't know why I'm talking about this, but this is for some of you who think that you cannot start a good business because you are looking for a lot of capital. Listen very well. If you tweak your mind, you will be able to use very little to produce much. And that is the innovation thinking that goes on at the back end. My back end is always so secure. I do not expose what goes on here, because if I show you what goes on here, I will empower you to drive me out. Because these are some of the things I designed. These are some of the things. When I was buying some equipment, my suppliers, people who went to Germany to get them for me, they've been going to Germany. They don't even know such machine exists. There are some equipment that I have that the people who sold it to me do not know what I do with it. If they knew, I mean, some of them, when they find out, they'll be like, wow. And we have been seeing this thing for so long, and never occurred to us that this can produce this. See, your mind, if it is secure in innovation thinking, you can produce anything from anything. I can say you can produce something from nothing, because that's what God did. There was no heaven, there was no earth. In the beginning, there was nothing. I mean, he just spoke it. So it made nothing, something out of nothing. And that is the capability that each and every one of us has. It's called the innovation thinking. So if you are able to make this happen in your business, both at the front end and at the back end, the back end is very important. The back end is key. The back end is the life. So if you're going to be talking about profit, making profit, your back end. So let's just lock it down here. Your back end must be secure in innovation thinking. Now, the second point is to make impact. And when you're making impact, you're talking about your front end, like how you do your things. Print Doctor Africa has, as a printing, publishing tech company, for example, it's not just helping people produce. We are in the business of dreams. So whenever we finish a book, we call it we say freshly pressed, and then a dream has been fulfilled. A dream has been released. We tie our activities, we tie everything that we do right here into the fulfillment and the fulfillment of dreams. So it's all about dreams. And so that's the impact we're making. Aside that, we're training people. I mean, we don't have to do the things we do, but for the purpose of impact, we are changing how things are done. In July, this July, which is ending tomorrow, we had the convention and we brought all manner of people together. Normally in this space, we'll just talk about, except you're a relationship coach, you talk about relationship. If you are a business coach, talk about business. If you are this, talk about this and all of that. But here, at this convention, we talked relationship, we talked personal finance, talking about how to prepare for retirement, how to, as an under 50 person. We talked about all manner of things. These are not the things that you find going on in the head of a printer. But for the purpose of impact, the thinking that I have developed over those years is making me make decisions for this company that are not your regular stuff. So it will help you to make impact. You gain market share. So that's the front end as well. Gain market share. Market share, for those of us that are interested in business, it is important for you to understand what market share is. The market share is just like your pie chart. Your pie chart is the complete 360-degree circle. Now, each person will take their own pie. I just hope somebody can visualize what I'm talking about. Every business takes their own chunk of the pie. The larger the chunk of the pie you take, the higher your market share. If you are going to, and getting market share is all about conversion of customers, conversion of customers, conversion of customers to yourself, not just conversion, retaining. And when we talk about retaining, how has Spring Doctor Africa been able to do this? There is something we created called the Wealthy Authors Network. So when you publish your book with us, we don't just deliver your book and tell you good night. When we publish your book with us, we induct you into the Wealthy Authors Network. This is not an open network. It's not open for all and sundry. It's only open for people who are published their books with Print Doctor. What do? We share knowledge. What do? We interact. Last year, December, we held an all expense paid end of year party for all our authors. We just said, come around, let's have fun in December at an all expense paid venue, all expense paid feeding. I played keyboards, we danced, we sang a carol. That is not what you find with your regular printer. This is called innovation thinking. We don't do normal things. Even some oil companies don't do this for their clients. But this is not, we don't operate by any standard. We create the standard and we let others follow. In March this year, when we had the Authors Business Summit, it has never happened anywhere before. Immediately after we did it, everybody started doing Authors Business Summit. Okay, we brought in all manner of people to speak. Sharon Robinson, we had Edirin Edewo. It was amazing. Many people began to make a lot of money from their endeavor. So the things we do, and because of all these activities, we are able to gain more people who erstwhile would have gone elsewhere to print, and those who came, who have been with us, we are retaining them. In fact, let me tell you the truth. Unofficially, everyone who has printed with us is our ambassador. I wish I could play to you the recording of one of our wonderful sisters when somebody was asking about us. It was so amazing. I loved it because, these are our unofficial ambassadors who help us to bring more. I have one of us that in the past 2 months has brought in more than 5 people for us to publish for. I know somebody, the book is what we're working on right now. We're publishing for her, we're publishing for our husband, we're publishing for our father, we published for our friend last year. This is how we are able to make people stay. We're bringing fresh people, and those who come in stay and bring in others for us. You see it now, it's about gaining the market share. And finally, innovation helps you to guarantee longevity of the business. Nestle is over 150 years old. Do you think it's because they produce the best beverages? Do you think it's because they produce the best beverages? No, it's not. It's not tied to anything, but a collection of all their activities, which were tied to what innovation thinking. Excuse me, innovation thinking. So if you can imbibe this, which is the core that I'm entering very soon, if you can imbibe the innovation thinking into your business, it's not one thing. It's just about how you think. Look, the mindset dictates behavior. The mindset dictates how you speak. The mindset dictates how you see things. So, innovation is the result of a mindset and culture, basically. So, when innovation becomes how you think and how you see, it becomes a culture. All right? It becomes a culture. It's not something you can touch. It's something that when you bring it out, it will become life. Now it can be touched. The result can be touched, but the thinking cannot be touched. You can't really touch it, or feel it until the result it produces is visible. Okay? So now you need, let's go into this very, very briefly. You need to develop your outer and your inner eye to see everything through the lens of difference. Let's do it. Let's lock this down. Let's lock this down. So let's do it this way. Innovation is about creating a difference. Mike Murdoch said many years ago, almost 10 years ago now, he said, wisdom is the study of difference. Wisdom is the study of difference. Are you still here with me? Are you still here with me? Wisdom, Mike Murdoch said, wisdom is the study of difference. Now, innovation thinking helps you dig into the well of wisdom to produce difference. Let's just stay there. Let's just stay there. Innovation thinking. I wish I could bring this out I mean, the way it is working inside me. Innovation thinking helps you to dig into the well of wisdom to produce difference. That's it. Until what you do produces a difference, it is not innovative. Until the result you produces difference, until what you do, until your activities, your work, your NGO, your speaking, your coaching produces something different, it is not innovative. So basically, it's you creating a culture in your life, in your environment, in your work, in your endeavor, that does things differently, better, not as a one-off event. Let's do it like this. Because until it becomes how you see things, the way I am, those who know me properly know that the way I see things, you see, we have two kinds of eyes. We have two kinds of eyes. The physical eye, the outer eye, which is the one that I'm looking at you, you're looking at me with. And the inner eye. And the inner eye is just so much more important than the outer eye when it comes to innovation, when it comes to producing the difference. Your inner eye, however, your outer eye came to you naturally. Your inner eye must be trained. Your inner eye was what? Be trained. Your inner eye must be trained. And I congratulate you because you signed up for this training. I know by the virtue of what I've heard, I mean, testimonials, and by the virtue of what you are hearing this afternoon, excuse me, that your life has been changed. Your life has been turned around. Now, listen very carefully. Now you must invest in the training of your inner eye. Your inner eye is fueled by your brain. You have to consciously feed your mind with what will produce innovation mindset, such that you begin to see only through the lenses of innovation. No matter what you look at, your mindset is about how it will get better. No matter how good what you are. And listen, when you get to a point that you think things cannot be improved, your business, your endeavor, whatever it is, your coaching, everything begins to die. There is something called continual improvement. I will share with you. Continual improvement is a key part of all the international management systems. I am fortunate that I was once a lead auditor for food safety management system, environmental management system, and occupational health and safety management system. And so I'm very vast with all the provisions of these systems, okay? In um in all of these systems, in all of these systems, you know, excuse me, some people are sending some messages and I do not want it. Okay, so in all of these systems, continual improvement, if you do everything right, but continual improvement is not right, you will not get certified. Let me tell you what that means. That means that if there is no procedure in place, no matter how large your company is, to fuel innovation, because sometimes we can call innovation continual improvement. If there is no system in place for you to fuel innovation, you will not get certified by an international body for your organization. So almost all management systems, international management systems, have clauses for continual improvement because it must be a thinking, it must be a culture, it must be a mindset in your life as a person, in your business, to keep improving and seeing the difference between where you are and where you ought to be. The moment you can see it, you can make it happen. That's we're talking about the inner eye, training your inner eye to be able to see difference. And what is the difference? Difference between where you can be and where you are. The moment you can picture where you can be, the next thing is to do what? To put action in place to get there. And we start talking about execution. So execution is where we'll be coming in very shortly. Execution. That's whatever it is you can see, then you can walk towards. I will not tell you, I'm not fortunate to be a motivational speaker, even though I do it when I preach. But I will not tell you that what you see is what you become. I will only tell you that what you see is what you can walk towards so that you can become. So I think that's motivational enough. I love motivation, but I love it in the way that will tell you exactly what you need to do to get it done. All right. So you cannot get it done if your inner eye cannot see it. So let's reverse it. You cannot implement those innovative strategies because you cannot even develop them if your inner eye is not trained to recognize them, to recognize difference. Difference. You cannot make a difference if you cannot see a difference. You make a difference because you will see a difference between where you are as a person and as an organization and where you ought to be. All right. So, first thing is let us imbibe. Let us train our inner eye to be able to see the difference between where we are. Let us just lock it down there because of our time. Let's lock it down here because of our time. Between where we are and where we can be. The moment you can see that difference, like I told you about wisdom being the study of difference, the moment you can see that difference, you can begin to create the environment that we can now call innovation. So this is the mindset. This is how we have been able to create the things most of you see. It's not rocket science. It's just that over the years, my mind has been trained to see the difference between where we are and where we can be. And then we're going to put action in place. So most of what you see is the action that we put in place. You see us having a convention. That is not the innovation. That is the action we put in place to take us from where we are to where we are going. Where we are going is the result. I'm not going to broadcast that. Like somebody interviewed me on Instagram some time ago and was talking about figures. Me, I don't talk about the figures I make. If I have not started making Dangote's money, I'm not going to brag about my figures because at that point, I don't need to talk about it. The whole world will know. Forbes will talk about it. If you are still talking about them, how much money you make, you are still not rich yet. When you get very rich, people are the ones going to talk about how much you make. You see all the figures going up and down now. with the dip in naira. Everybody is now talking about the worst of Dangote. He doesn't need to talk about it by himself. So I don't talk about I made 7 figures, I made 8 figures, but from my face, you know I'm not a poor man. Is that clear? So let us talk about it this way. And this is to the glory of God. The result which we want to create, my inner team, my team members know this. But then the actions we put in place by the virtue of innovative thinking is what you see, and that is the front end. So 3 things I want you to hold on to. Your back end and your front end must be well innovated. Wisdom is the study of difference. Innovation thinking is how you know the difference between where you are and where you ought to be. Let us look it at that. Did you get something about innovation this afternoon? Did you get something from where we're talking about this afternoon? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, thank you. I'm looking at some of the comments. I'm excited. I'm excited you're following me this afternoon. Fantastic. So, I go straight to execution. Listen, I won't beat about the bush. Every idea looks like a success till you execute it. Do you know how many things I have tried? The moment it comes to my mind, I said, this is going to be 100 million naira. Until I put my foot in the water and 50 kobo does not come out. Look, you are not alone. We've all been there. A lot of us think that we have missed opportunities because you thought you would execute something interesting and then you didn't execute it. Well, there is no way you can know until you try. Every idea looks like what will make you a millionaire until you try. The challenge with this is that this statement I just made now, the challenge with this is that it makes us to waste a lot of time trying to validate by activity instead of validating by strategy. Pay attention to me, I will get there. And this is something that I developed myself. In fact, both innovation and execution are key parts of my new book that is coming out. I don't know if Victoria has the screenshot of my new book. If she's listening to me, I don't know if you can find it and display it on the screen right now for the people to see. The Business Intelligence Cookbook is coming out, and in 2 days, you can start to pre-order that book. It's Business Intelligence Cookbook. I put everything I know, everything I can think about. And you know, the very interesting part is that I have a couple of people on this book, top people on this group. I have Max Slade on this book. He talked about the rules of work. Max Slade is a British man. He's the former managing director of Ringe Digital Marketing Services, the biggest digital marketing company in Nigeria as of today, as of when he left and as of today. Today, he owns and runs a beach resort in Victoria Island. So I'm not talking about somebody from the blues. I'm talking about top guys. I'm talking about senior management level people of multinationals. I'm putting all of these people are going to be sharing 3 to 5 tips on their rules of work. So just get ready for that, because a lot of people think that it is by trying every idea that comes to mind that they find success. While this is good, I did this too. So Victoria, if you have the screenshot of my book, please.
Okay, sir. The thing is, I can't share my screen because I'm not using my laptop. But this was going to happen. At the end of your section, I'm definitely going to drop it on Telegram channel for people to access. Yes.
Fantastic. And then we'll drop the link on next tomorrow for the pre-order to start. Thank you, Vic, for that. Okay, so we go straight up. So, but I previously, I got my hands burnt. I got involved in a lot of things. Once it comes to my mind, I try it out. You know what it does is that it helps me to find out that those things don't work. Because if I do not get involved in the activity, I would think it was supposed to make me hundreds of millions. But listen very properly. I found out that that is not the way to live a life that will be profitable over time. I mean, how long can I be young? How long can I be young? How long can you be young? I'm in my mid 30s now. In less than 25 years, I will be 60. Less than 25 years, I will be 60. And how long can I start walking into every idea that comes to mind? It helped me to develop what I will be sharing with you this afternoon called the execution strategies. And there are 4 questions you must answer to validate your ideas without wasting your time. You want me to go into this? You want me to go into this? 4 questions you must answer for you to validate an idea without wasting your time. Number one is it worth it? Number two is, do they need it? Number three is, can I do it? Number four is, how do I do it? If you have questions, start bringing them down. Start bringing them down. If you have questions, start bringing them out right now. Thank you. Thank you. Start bringing your questions out because I will not spend too much time on this one. But all of these are in my book. So the first question is it worth it? A lot of you don't know that there are so many things, beautiful ideas your friends share with you. You carry your laptop bag, you start running up and down only to find out that it's not worth it. All right? And young people like me need to start thinking, sitting down to think and say to ourselves, let us think strategy before we jump into activity. So the first question is, now I'm talking in terms of business. If you're not a business person, please forgive me. I'm a business person. I'm a rock star business person. I think business all the time. So just look about when you talk to validate if it is worth it, the first question you may ask, because under each of these first questions, 4 questions, there are a couple of questions. So for those who went to school, you know what I'm talking about. A1, A1.1, A1.2, before you go to a hand. So this is A1.1. How much do I need from any business? Let's use business. So to determine if it is worth it, you ask yourself the first question. How much do I need to make from any business at all? Not the business idea that came. Just assume, just before you, because if you don't get this question right, if your answer is not yes, don't even bother to move on. Because if it is not worth it, don't bother about the remaining three. Like, do they need it? How can I do it? How do I do it? If it's not worth it at all, don't even bother. Don't start any activity. So, how much do I need to make from it? That's one. Number two, can this business make me such money? There are some things that you know it is simply impossible. Do you understand what I'm saying? Let us not lie to ourselves. Let us not lie to ourselves. Typical example, I want to buy a Rolls Royce. But the business idea that came to my mind is to set up a barbering salon at Okoko. I want to live in Lekki Phase 1. But the business idea that came to mind is setting up a business center where they do typesetting at Okoko Maiko, at Aladbole Akute. Don't let us lie to ourselves. Those businesses are not bad businesses. But then, can they give you the kind of money you want from any business? If it is no, then it is not worth it. Can this business give me the kind of result that I desire from my life? Because in my first book, Shift, I said 2 things. I talked about the purpose of business, and I've divided it into two practical things. The first one is to meet the needs of the customer. Number two is to meet the need of the business owner. I don't like to deceive myself, and I will not like to deceive you this afternoon. You know, a lot of people talk about purpose of business is to meet the needs of customers, and when you meet forget it, scratch that. If you meet the need of customers and you don't meet your need, it is not a business. The purpose of a business is to meet the need of customer, followed very closely by meeting your needs. If that business is not meeting your needs or cannot meet your needs, scratch it. Is that clear? Is that clear? Scratch it. So, if at point one you find out that it is not worth it by asking those questions that I asked, that I said here, don't bother even going to question two. But if it is yes, we go to question two, which is, do they need it? Now you have a wonderful business idea, but excuse me, do they need it? The people you are sent to, everybody is sent to somebody. Jesus Christ said, I am sent to the lost sheep of Israel. If you do not know who you are sent to, what your idea is, who your ideas are sent to, then don't even start at all. If your business, but now the people you are sent to, you will not begin to ask, do they need what I'm asking for? I mean, what I'm creating. Do these people need it? If they don't need it, scratch it. I said in that book, I said, there is no business without customers. You have no business in business if you cannot have customers. So do the people need it? You have to understand that if what you are creating is not a need or a want, because sometimes wants even make more money than needs. Okay? All right? Let's talk about it. Food is a need, jewelry is a want. But there are people who spend more money on jewelry than on food. Are you with me? So whether it is want or a food or need, make sure that people desire it. So whether it's a need or a want, people desire. There are people who eat only who eat 5,000 naira meal a day. So there are people who spend only about 30,000-40,000 naira on food per month, but their earrings they change almost 150,000 naira. Do you know that nothing will happen to you if you don't use earrings? If you don't use Mary Kay, nothing will happen to you. But if you don't eat, you will die. Nevertheless, there are people who place more priority on earrings than food. So if I'm not saying any part is wrong, I'm just saying that find out those, if you're going to be selling earrings, you need to look for people who place priority on it more than food, right? So that they can spend much more for you. If you are the makeup artist, please do not go to certain people. I'm not going to mention names of churches or stuff here, but you should know there are certain people that you are not supposed to market your makeup, Medicare, and stuff to. Is that correct? So you need to know, do they need it? Are you sent to certain people and then you're taking your business, you're establishing it in certain places? If the right hand people need it and you're taking it to the left people, or you are situated, or you are among, or you think that the right hand people need it, then you're wrong. So you need to find out, do the people need or want what you're producing? Number three, can I do it? And this is very, very, very personal. So who is this? Excuse me. Okay, I'm seeing comments. Very interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting comments. I get to read them after this. Okay. So, can I do it? This is very important. Can I do it? And this is where we talk about personal development. Even though I'm not a personal development coach, I know one or two things about it. There are things that your capacity cannot carry, but it's in your calling. So this is how I divide it now. The first one or two. The first and second question if your answers are yes, even if your answer to question number 3 is no, you can still do something about it. So first question number 1 is it worth it? If it is yes, continue to question number 2. But if question number 1 is no, scrap that idea. Do they need it? If answer is yes, continue to question number 3. If your answer is no, scrap that idea. Question number 3 is, can I do it? Can I do this business? This idea that came to me, can I do it? Do I have the capacity to do it? If your answer is no, don't scrap the idea, work on yourself. Develop yourself, develop capacity. Now, in corporate world, we call this thing skills matrix. We call it competency matrix. So we know exactly, let's assume that the answers to the first 2 questions are yes. We know exactly what we want to do now. We know exactly the people that need it. We believe that it is worth it, but we do not have the capacity to execute it because we are not developed to that point. The first thing you need to do is to draw out what are the skills required. What do I need required for me to come up to the point that I can get this business or this idea done? Then you look at yourself. What is the gap between where I ought to be and where I am? You see now, thinking the difference, where I ought to be and where I am. Now, the question is, what do I need to do? A lot of you, being in these sessions since the beginning, since last week, is what you need to close the difference, to close the gap between where you were and where you ought to be, so that you can execute the idea that will take you to your next level. So let's take it this way. Let's assume that we know now that this is what I need to do. Thank you. I just saw that comment. I appreciate you. This is what I need to do. This is what I need to know. This is who I need to become, because personal development is not just about knowledge, it's about becoming something. So knowledge is there, and then personal transformation is there. Look, in my business, all my life, in my corporate work, I have not received as much insult. I spent 8 years in corporate. This is 5 years full-time in business. All my 8 years, I can count the number of times I was insulted. But from 2015 to today, the number of insults I have received, look, if you don't have capacity for patience, you would have closed down this business I run today. I would have closed it down a long time ago, because people can insult. Let me tell you this, and I'm going to be sharing this. Pay attention to this. I know my wife is on this thing and she will know what I'm talking about. So this guy is owing me money. Pay attention, and I want you to put it in the comments what you think about this story. This guy is owing me money and is supposed to pay me. So last week I reminded him that this is the month that you're supposed to pay me, and I said the following things. I said, I implore you to please make good on your promise. Ladies and gentlemen, guess what this guy said as response? He said, implore, ellipsis, ... I thought you were an ordinary printer. So they think that because I'm in this industry, I'm an illiterate, I'm uneducated. So he was surprised that I could understand or use the word implore. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you feel about this. So this person thinks I'm an illiterate. You see, isn't that an insult? Me, I was maintenance engineer in Nestle Nigerian PLC. I was earning 8 figures per annum. He said, me, I'm an insult. He thinks I'm an illiterate. Can you believe that? But what did I say? I said, it is well, sir. All I need is to get my money, man. And I don't want to destroy the relationships. If I tell you that the people who have fought me the most have brought in more customers than even those who like me. Because of what? The capacity for patience. The capacity I have capacity. Look, this my bigness is not in vain. I use it to absorb capacity. Because I know that if I did not tell you this, you cannot see it on my forehead that somebody insulted me last week. that are manipulative, right? Right? So you understand it now. So personal development. Somebody said he's going to sue him. Can you imagine? Somebody said he's going to sue him. Well, you don't sue like that in business. You know, a lot of times you don't sue like that because I know he's still going to pay me a lot more money. Mm? And that's the most important thing. Lawsuits don't pay my children's school fees. All right, excuse me. Lawsuits don't pay my children's school fees. So patience. I just took it like that. I just took it like that. You know, okay, I'm back now. Sorry, Wi-Fi just decided to go out. I'm sure it will soon be restored. I'm back now, and I enjoyed looking at your. I enjoyed looking at reading your comments. So I'm back now. So personal development, ladies and gentlemen. No matter how interesting your ideas look, no matter how what if the two questions, you know, how do I make it? Is it worth it? If you say it's all right, it's worth it. Can this business bring what I'm looking for? Yes, you know. But the question, if you have even been able to answer that, do the people need it? Yes. But the question is, can you implement it? If the kind of ideas that enter into the head of Strive Masiyiwa, if it enters into your head, aside the fact that you may not have the money, because look, your capacity will produce what you need. The question is, can you implement it? Don't talk about what Strive or Dangote is implementing today. Talk about what they implemented before, because it is what they implemented that brought them into where they are today. So today they can think about higher things because their capacity is being developed per time. So look at it. Can you develop what can bring you into the next level, to the next level, and then to you start talking on the same stage with Strive? It's about developing yourself for today's idea. Don't let us lie to ourselves. The ideas that these guys play with, don't even start talking about it yet. The one that is near you, do you have the capacity in terms of knowledge, in terms of personality? Can you stand in the face of pressure? Some of you will break into pieces when you are under pressure. The kind of pressure that I face on a daily basis, my wife is on this thread. She cannot even tell you, because once I get back home, I'm an interesting young man. As fire may be burning inside me, fire burning inside me, because my machines have collapsed, things are happening. When I get home, I don't become a mad dog shouting on children and everything. I become the romantic husband. She's here, she's on this thread, she's watching this video, because I have developed the thick skin. I am not pulpy for nothing. I don't have big head for nothing. Develop capacity to be able to withstand these things, because this is nothing compared to where I'm going. Look, if I cannot withstand the pressure of ordinary small, this one that I'm handling, how many people? 250 customers. That is small business. I'm looking at when I'm able to handle 5,000 customers. I'm sitting on top of a business that has 5,000 customers. How will I cope if I cannot cope with ordinary 250? So you see, the capacity for you, if you are going to be in business, you have to develop capacity. So you must find out. And at this point, you need to tell yourself the truth. If you do not have the capacity, you need to find out where to get it. And that's why Victoria has skillfactoryng.com. Skill Factory. Skill Factory, she has skillfactory.com, where there are a lot of skills that you may need. There are a lot of skills that you may need to take you, to help you successfully execute those ideas. So please take it from me. Tell yourself the truth at this point. And then the fourth one is, how do I do it? Are you with me? I've talked about, is it worth it? Do they need it? Can I do it? And then the next thing is, how do I do it? So skillfactory.com, thank you. Skillfactory.com, she has a lot of courses there that you will need, all right, to build your capacity, both in knowledge wise, and then for your personal, for personal abilities that are not really with knowledge. Skill Factory will sort out your knowledge issues, but you need mentors. You need mentors. You need mentors. Please follow us on our Instagram right away. You need mentors, because some of us still don't know how to talk yet. Some of us still don't know how to talk yet. Look, if you don't know how to talk, you will not survive, you will not prosper in business. If you think the way you talk at home is the way you'll be talking to people in business, you will not survive, you will not prosper. Because your next level depends on the relationship. Let's just keep this one. I don't know why I'm going into this, but let's strike this one down. Your next level depends on one relationship. It has been proven that the distance between you and anybody on earth that is still alive is maximum of 3 to 5 people. So this is what I'm talking about. You are in Enugu. You are in Enugu. The distance between you and Donald Trump in America is 3 to 5 people. Do you believe me? And let me tell you how. Let me tell you how. This is a typical example. I'm not saying this is it. You are in Enugu, in one farm in Enugu. Your local government chairman is your best friend's cousin. That's, your best friend, 1. Local government chairman, 2. That local government chairman has a friend that works in White House. That's 3, right? Can you believe that? You know, these are things that are possible in this life. That local government chairman has a friend that works in the White House. That your friend is Donald Trump's favorite secretary. Can you see that between you and Donald Trump, there are just about 4 people? Forget the distance. If that's your best friend, whose cousin is the favorite cousin of the local government chairman, introduces you to the man. The local government chairman loves you so much, sees your dream, introduces you to the favorite secretary of Donald Trump, and that could be a Nigerian. You know, Nigerians are anywhere. Enter the White House today, there is a Nigerian doing wonders there. Believe me, there is nowhere in this world that Nigerians are not doing wonders. So you can say between you and anybody in this life, there are 4 people. Now, 3 to 5 people. Just imagine that you insulted the local government chairman because you think he's the local government chairman in Enugu, whereas his best friend as of university days is now in the US, very close. It may not be on television. A lot of the best relationships are not on internet. They are not on social media. They are not on television. They are happening where nobody can believe it. So just imagine that you now insulted the local government chairman because he asked you to supply something of 1,500 naira. You will not know, but posterity knows that the link between you and Donald Trump has been broken. Sometimes some of you are very knowledgeable, educated, certified in all manner of things, but you don't know how to talk. And that has not helped you to prosper all this while. Sometimes you need it. You need it to learn how to talk. All right? That's it. So how do I do it? And that takes me to another area that I'm very strong at. It's called, for me, how do I do it? Which is the 4th question. We are talking about the rules of execution, the execution strategies. The first one is how do I do? We're talking about strategic planning. Strategic planning basically talks about where you are, evaluating where you are, where you need to be, and what you need to do to get from where you are to that. So we're talking about the SWOT and all of that. I don't have so much time now. I have been told that you are taking questions right away, but go. I have something on strategic planning. I don't know if Victoria will want me to give to you people. I have a small course that I created. It's just some PDF on strategic planning. It will explain more details to you about the fourth point, which is how do I do it. I think I can. I have a few
Okay,
more
sir,
things
what's
to
the
say,
PDF
but
about, sir?
it's
We
strategic planning, which will answer the fourth question on how do I do it. It's a strategic
okay.
planning course. We can put, if you want, we can put it on your on Skill Factory for
Channel.
people, right? Yeah,
Okay, so is it free, sir, or at what
it's
cost?
free. It's free. It's free.
Okay, sir, you can send it via WhatsApp. I'll drop it on the Telegram channel.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. Fantastic.
Yeah.
So after now, I'll drop the strategic planning training, and then
Yeah.
you can drop it. Yes. Fantastic.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So that's it. Well, one of some of the things I would have loved to say will be, you need to believe that time and chance happen to them all. Your diligence, hard work, hard work, smart work. And listen, there is no smart work without hard work. There is no smart work without hard work. Hard work is how you know that things are past possible. Smart work is how you make it seamless. Look, you cannot make work seamless if you don't know how to do it. So as of today, for every technology we invest in, I make myself the operator. When I finish learning it, I now start creating processes behind it. How did we come about the Print Doctor Africa website? In fact, I don't call it a website, I call it a web engine. Because what it does is that previously everybody will call me and I have to give quotations and quotations and quotations and quotations. And then I decided that I need to create a robot that will give quotation to people within 45 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, Print Doctor Africa website is the first of its kind in the whole of sub-Saharan Africa. If you are going to get a website that does that for printers anywhere else, you must cross the Atlantic Ocean. So listen very well. That, of course, innovation and all of that. But if I did not know how to make my calculations, how will I, for example, be able to create an automated system? So it's not just about hard work. It's not just about smart work. People glorify smart work a lot, but you must start thinking about hard work. Hard work helps you to understand the nitty gritty of every business, of any endeavor, before you now start creating innovation, artificial intelligence for you to now automate your process. I think I have come to the end of my presentation. Other things to talk about, I believe we'll meet in some other strata. My book, you will get a
Yeah.
lot. Thank you so much.
Wow, wow, wow. This is really amazing. Oh, yeah, now you know the way we do it, Sabi Gang. If you are here and live and watching me and you've listened to Mr. Ayodeji Ebadan, the founder of Print Doctor Africa, we call him Print Doctor himself. So I want you to
Mm.
drop in the comments. I want you to drop all the fires, all the drum rolls, and just drop something amazing right now before we proceed to taking just like two more questions. Amazing. I can see your comments. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Like I said earlier, for those of you who joined in late, you did not hear my introduction. This is my boss. I actually worked with him for my 1 year NYSC, my 1 year service to Nigeria. He's my boss. So you can imagine, you know the caliber of person this is. This is not one of social media in quotes. He's just leveraging on social media. So social media is not his business. He has a company. And what he has shared here today is something that he did not just he's not just telling you from the books. He's not just telling you from Google. It's something that has been his life because he has lived it. So he's talk and do. So every single thing that he has shared here today, I want you to really take it important because it's not something you can easily get on the streets of social media, right? This is somebody's life experience for over 20 something years of being in business, 8 years of being in the corporate world as well. and we've gotten access to this wealth of knowledge at no cost. So, sir, on behalf of Skill Factory Africa, we want to say thank you. We want to appreciate you. We know your schedule is quite busy and you know everything, but you mapped out time to come and share with us.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here. I'm glad that at least one person, minimum one person, would have picked something from today. I'm so glad. I'm
Yes,
so,
so
so
a
glad.
lot of
Thank you,
us have. We're
Victoria.
calling you Sabi King. So we usually call our trainers over Sabi. In fact, and this over
Oh,
Sabi is for good things. And true, you Sabi well, sir. We want to say thank
thank
you.
you.
I'm going to be sending your Instagram profile link to the channel. Guys, you know what to do. Go and, in fact, every one person watching live here, I want you to go and follow him. At least that's the least we can do. And you know, you also get value from the page as well. And that's why I'm always telling you to follow our facilitators. It's not just so that you can increase their numbers, so that you can connect with these people who have dropped lots of massive value for us as well. So I'm going to the comments for just one question. If you have a question here, please do well to drop before he gives his final word. If you have a question, all right, Sabi Daddy, Sabi King, you will have. Oh my God, your comments are so funny. Okay, so somebody's asking, please, sir, how can we train our inner eye?
Oh, fantastic. Yes, I didn't do a lot of justice to that question, and I'm thankful. I'm thankful you brought it up. Okay, so this is it. Your inner eye is trained by what it sees, what it is exposed to. If you expose yourself to things that are surface level, you will be surface level. Let's just look at it like that. If you expose yourself to deep things, you will be deep. Your inner eye is just like, is more or less you. You're training. You're training. And it comes in so many ways. My I am more famous than my mentor. When it comes to this social media, I am more famous than my mentor. When it comes to, but my mentor is deep. So a lot of you want to be mentored by people with 50,000 followers. I don't have many followers myself, oh, but when it comes to this social media, a few people know us. However, however, the people that will change your life, that will change your thinking, are those people that may not even have the naira and kobo you have, but the experience they have, you will not find on the market. Yoruba say something. My mom is Yoruba. He said, even if a young man may have nicer clothes than the old, but the old has more rags based on the number of clothes he has used all his years. You get it now? Your inner eye, I'm not talking about something spiritual, though, so please don't go into spiritual things. I'm talking about perception. I'm talking about understanding of things. It depends on, so please, when I talk inner eye, I beg you, please don't go into spiritism. I'm just talking about perception. I'm talking about understanding of things, okay? Understanding how you see things. Somebody sees this handkerchief as white, but I'm able to see, deeper than that. Like if I divide this into four and I sell it, I can make. So somebody is just looking at this handkerchief and saying it's white handkerchief, but I'm looking deeper because I can see other possibilities. It depends on the people you roll with. It depends on the kind of books you read, the kind of even the kind of movies you watch. Please, there is a level you will get to. Baba Suwe will not cut it again. There is a level you get to. Comedy will not be your lifestyle. Comedy is good when you are tired, you're stressed out, and you just put Netflix and watch comedy. But if you have Netflix subscription, there are some movies you will watch, there are some series you will watch that will change how you think. So it's about exposing yourself and soaking in those things that are not ordinary. Let me just say it that way. So you expose yourself to a mentor that is not ordinary, that has requisite experience, that has sense, that has experience, who who speaks deep things, who sees deep things. You read books. You don't read surface level books. You read books that talk concepts, that talk practical, that talk deep by people who have experienced and done things they're talking about. You watch movies that 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 stimulate your creativity. You understand what I'm saying? You watch movies that stimulate your creativity. You have friends that don't talk about girls. For example, if you are a boy, you have friends that talk about concepts. If you stay with if you are around friends that all they talk about is the girls in the neighborhood and how they are going to hammer them, then you are setting up yourself for failure in life. If you are a lady and all your friends, the only thing they talk about is how to look good, not how to do good. Then you are going lower. You're going surface level. Do you understand what I'm talking about now? So it's about creating the right environment for you to be able to put in things that go deeper than surface level. This is not spiritism, it's just about how you stimulate your inner man, your brain, your mind to be able to see beyond surface level at every point in time. I hope that answers the question.
Okay, great, sir. Yes, that answers the question. We have another question on the screen. Please, what is front and back end of a company? Do we have any components, anything we could list out so that they are clear on the front and back end of a company?
The front end of your company is what everybody sees. The back end is the one that creates what the people see. So that's it. So the front end for Print Doctor Africa, our website, our social media activities, we post the pictures, we show the results, we show results basically. So front end is basically about showing results and marketing activities, brand, basically promotion of brand, promoting our brand. But the back end are our equipment. The back end are my people, the people. The back end is business registration. The back end is having a good work environment. The back end is ensuring that the air conditioner in the rooms where my machines are and my people are is working well. The back end is making sure I'm buying reputable brands of equipment. The back end is making sure that my technicians are not too far away from me. I can access them easily. The back end is negotiating for materials. The back end is buying things. All these things you will never see. The back end is working with my developer to ensure that our website is improved on a daily basis. The back end is strategy. The back end is strategy how to cross into the francophone speaking countries of West Africa, into the Arabic points of Africa. These are the things that we are working on. These are not the things that are announced on social media. No, the back end is talking with the web developer on how we are going to translate our website to French, so that people in francophone countries can also talk to us. I've had somebody call me from Sierra Leone, I've had somebody call me from Ghana. All those places are English-speaking countries, but we're now saying that there are more francophone countries in West Africa. I delivered a book to Ghana last week, but we're talking about francophone countries because there are so many more countries in the francophone region. How can we penetrate? Those are the back end. Those are not the things that we talk about on social media. Those are not the things we put on. It is only when they are done. Back end is negotiation. Back end is having someone that I outsource certain activities to. Those things you will never see. The important thing is that you see that we have published a book. This book is fantastic. Yeah, we deliver to UK, we deliver to South Africa, we deliver to, those are the front end. Those are the things we want you to see. So you both have to maintain the front end, which is what we want people to see, and the back end, which creates the results that we show. Is that clear now?
Hello, sir. Okay, great.
Okay.
That was really clear. So we have another question on the screen. If I have an idea on a business and all the strategies work in place, but in acquiring skills to perfect the idea, there is no platform. Do I throw that idea away?
Wait. If I have an idea on a business and all the strategies work in place, but in acquiring the skills to perfect the idea, both in acquiring or but in acquiring the skills for the idea, but there is no platform. I don't understand this, please. The bot
Okay,
has
great.
killed the question for me. Can the person please
So the person has to
explain?
retype it. I would look
Yes,
through
please.
if, yeah. So
The
somebody's
bot
asking if you
has
take
finished it.
interns.
Uh, Someone asked me this question last 2 weeks on Instagram, and I said, as of now, please, I am not taking interns.
Okay.
I'm not taking interns. The reason is this: the business I do is very, except you are highly skilled, except you are highly skilled. For now, I need someone that can take up internet strategy, and then to execute our internet strategy, I need someone like that. If you're highly skilled in this aspect, if you are a graphic designer, or you know something about book production finishing, binding and finishing, those are the places I have need. In this place, anyone who sits in this office is working. We cannot have people who are not contribute. So, and our industry is very specialized. So I don't open it up except I need the skill that you are offering. So please, if you have any of these skills that I'm talking about, can you let me know? We're very deep with executing internet strategies. We are good with graphic design or web design. We are also very good with finishing of books. Those are where the needs are right now. If you have any of those things, I can easily have you in.
Amazing, amazing. So let's take this final question. I think there are three questions on mentorship, but let's just take it at once. Somebody is asking, is it advisable to have a mentor that does not know you? I think another person asks
No.
again, how do you connect with a mentor? So the questions are just basically on mentorship.
Okay. So this is it. This is it. Don't Whoever does not know you is not your mentor. I have a role model. His name is Patrick Bet David. Patrick Bet David is based in America. I've never met him. It's on Value. He has a channel called Value. It's my role model. I love the way he does business. This is a guy that has almost over 3 million followers on YouTube, but it's not those results. It's not those 3 million followers that move me. It's about that the fact that all these things that this guy is talking about, they are the things he has implemented. I don't follow people who speak. I mean, this guy has everything I need. I want to build a large business. I want to build a large business with structure. There is nothing that thrills me more than being able to employ people and rescue one person from poverty. There is nothing. I mean, my desire, everything I think about when I think about this business is to grow it to the point that I can employ many more people, pay them very good salaries and on time. So then I have someone who is already doing that. This guy is already having as a senior management team. This is a billionaire in US dollars. It's not your loud guy. It's not your noise making guy. But so it's not the 3 million followers on YouTube that moved me, but it's that this guy has a real business, an agency, insurance agency in the US that grosses billions annually. That is what moved me. That's role modeling. But for mentoring is like fathering. That's why you will permit me to say this. For those of you who say people like um, Dangote is my mentor, Pastor Adeboye is my mentor, it's a lie. Oh. Those people cannot mentor you. Can you sit on their bed? Do you have much access? Mentoring means access. Mentoring means fathering. Somebody that can you can talk to that can talk to you. He has a personal phone number, even if you cannot sit on their bed. But this is somebody you can call in the midnight, and when he sees your phone number, he says, "This is very important. I will pick this call." Mentoring is one on one, it's personal. There is nothing like group mentoring. There's something like mass mentoring, like I run a church, I have 2 million members, and I say I'm the mentor to the 2 million of them. It's not possible. It's not possible. So you will not get the right results. Because let me tell you why. In mentoring, your mentors, like your father, must be able to give you their failures. Have you ever seen the failure of Dangote on TV? Like he said, he came up and said, only his sons, and when I mean sons, not biological sons, I'm talking about the people who is lifting, he would have told some of these stories. That is where mentoring has meaning. You know, mentoring is not about also having a popular person, no. Eh? It's not about popularity, it's about somebody who can tell you the truth. There are some of these rich, popular people who only got in there by fraud and by very unholy things. So it's not about popularity or fame or a lot of money to get your mentor. That mentor must align with your belief system and must be going in the direction that you want to go ahead of you and willing to open up himself to you for a personal fathering relationship or mothering
Amazing.
relationship. Thank you.
Amazing. Amazing. Thank you so much. I see somebody says, Mommy and Daddy Ebadan, Auntie D, somebody's asking, oh, they are free for adoption. Please. Somebody saying, don't worry about feeding and clothing. Amazing. So,
Okay.
sir, do you recommend books? Do you have any books you can recommend, as regards some of the things that you've shared? That's somebody's question. That can also help stimulate perception and also in terms of business as well and all of the things you shared.
Okay. Read anything from Richard Branson, the founder of Virgin Atlantic, or Virgin, the Virgin brand, Virgin Atlantic, Virgin Records, Virgin this, Virgin that. Read any book from him. Read any book from Russell Brunson. I've read a part of that book. I love him. I love him. I love his thinking pattern, and I love Richard Branson. To Richard, if you're looking at innovation and someone who thinks outside the box, Richard Branson of Virgin is your guy. That guy thinks unnaturally, abnormally. Richard Branson. Anything from Elon Musk, that's another abnormal guy. Anything from it's not because they are popular or have a lot of money. These are things that these are people that I know very well that I think you need to do. Patrick but David has a book coming up this August as well. Your next 5 moves. Check it up on Amazon and pre-order that book as well. Your next 5 moves by Patrick but David. Look, this one I know this guy. I followed this guy long enough to tell you that you will not regret it. And of course, my book is coming up in August as well. You need to read that book.
Amazing. Amazing. It's been such an amazing time. I see a question here that I feel that we really need to actually address. Somebody says, in case where your boss and someone you like as a mentor do the same business, is it okay to go for the other person, as a mentor rather than your own boss?
That's dicey. You need to understand the mindset or the personality of your boss. I've worked with several bosses. I worked with several bosses. There was this one that was very emotional. This one, it was very emotional. Um, Felt behaved a bit insecure. Look, if that is your kind of boss, don't even try it. You're dead. You're gone. You have left that job already. So if you have a boss who is secure, you can do it. In this question, there is no yes or no. It's going to depend on a lot of circumstances. It's going to depend if this guy and your boss do not have good relationship. There is a difference between there is no relationship or there is an actively bad relationship. If there is no relationship between them, consider it. But if there is an actively bad relationship, it's either you are thinking about jumping ship or, but then you need to also understand if your boss will approve of it. If he will, or if your boss will not disapprove. I prefer that if your boss will not disapprove of it. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much for this section. It's been, 1 hour, 30 minutes of intense, immense value. I've learned a lot. Like I told you all, today's section is really going to be out of this world. And my boss here, sure delivered. As go and follow at Print Doctor Africa. I'll be dropping the link shortly on the Telegram channel. And also, there's a group. I'm part of that group, and I really want you all to join it. Although it's for authors, sir, are they allowed?
It's for everybody. It's for everybody. We discuss
Okay.
health, wealth, relationships, everybody. Yes,
Amazing,
it's a
amazing. So
training
I know
center.
the last time we had the convention was last 2 weeks, where
Yes,
you invited big people to come and talk about money, health, finance, and business. So it would be good
business.
that I
Yes.
would share, because I like to share resources with the Sabi gang, any
Okay,
page or group
fantastic.
that will add value to them, so that beyond even this boot camp, they are able to get value and
Continue
have this
development.
sustained, yes, have this sustained energy. Because after this boot camp, it doesn't stop here. They need to keep doing more. So guys, you guys have heard everything I've said. I'll drop the link. All you need to do is to click and join the Facebook group to be part of his massive
And all the past
community.
trainings are still available, so you can binge and feed on
Amazing.
them.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much, sir. God bless you.
Thank
Uh
you. It's my pleasure.
yes, yes. God bless you. So on behalf of Skill Factory Africa, all of us at the Sabi gang, we thereby crown you Sabi Lord.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All
Thank you.
right.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
sir. Yes.
I really
Bye.
appreciate you. You're doing a great job here. I can assure
Aww.
you. Thank you. Thank
Like for my
you.
boss
Thank
to be
you.
saying I'm doing a great job. Yo, man. I got differently. Thank
Yeah,
you.
fantastic. Thank
Thank
you.
you. All right, bye, sir. Okay, guys. So you know what next? The final section for today is by 5 p.m. I know it's a few minutes to go, but this one is the Facebook section, and this one they are not begging plenty people. They just need 500. So it's the first 500 persons to join in. I dropped the link earlier, but we're still going to drop the link again by 5 for those of you who did not register. And tomorrow is a grand finale. Like, you don't know how excited I am. I've really not had myself. I've been a shadow of myself this past 1 week because there's been stress telling on me and the team. But tomorrow, trust me, hey God, you guys don't know that our speakers tomorrow are the bomb. All the speakers from Friday were carefully selected. If you can tell from different topics to different industries. I mean, the today's section was amazing. Tomorrow, we're having just 4 sections. I don't know, I think it's starting from 10 a.m. We have 10, we have 12, we have 3, and we have 6. Okay, that's the grand finale. We're not going to shut down. Okay, more information about Skill Factory Bootcamp, Skill Acceleration Bootcamp will be communicated tomorrow. We're not going to shut down the group, but we might close comments. So once in a while, we'll share opportunities with you, we'll share freebies with you. Maybe we can, once in a while, if I'm led, I may also organize like free trainings, give you access to things that all of us will connect with ourselves. Because again, this for me is a mission and a vision statement for African youth. While I'm growing on my own, I want to get as many people on board with me on that training value. Although I need to warn you, I have to be careful as well, so that we don't build a mentality of freebies. Okay, so I'm not saying you should come and pay anything to me. I'm not upselling this boot camp. We're not upselling anything to you. But it would be good that you invest in yourself as well. So it's not about me. Go out there. If there are any coaches you want, if there are any things, please pay for courses. Don't just wait for only freebies as well. I take a lot of freebies like this boot camp, because I know that it is powerful and engaging and value, but there are also other classes you need to pay for. I pay for courses over 100K and all of that. So do that again, do that as well. Buy books, engage in more things. Don't worry, I'm going to give my closing remark by tomorrow, so that we have a community of African youth who are not just clamoring for change, who are not just saying Buhari this, who are not just dependent on the government or their parents, who are not dependent on their background, who are not dependent on situations around them, but people who are ready to rise up and be the change they are clamoring for. And this can only be this can only be possible if you invest in personal development, if you invest in skill development. All right, that's why I'm so committed in this. We cannot keep saying we want change and we are not the change ourselves. We cannot say we want to compete globally when we are not competent enough. So for you to be, for you to be able to compete, you need to be competent. All right, and that's why we're doing all of these things. So even outside this platform, go and look for people to connect with, go and buy courses, pay for courses, do things, engage in, and for it's not only about accumulating knowledge or acquiring knowledge, it's about acting on them as well. No matter how small it is, tell people I've learned digital skills, I've learned certain things, I learned Facebook ads. And by the way, I said I'm giving you free access to the Facebook ads, so remind me by tomorrow. I'm learning this skill, I've done this thing, how can I implement it in my business? Or how can I meet a friend, that is doing this business, I want to help them. The soft skill section, I learned communication, I learned this one, I learned how to write proposals, I learned how to pitch. How can I start, practicing it? Because if you don't practice, after next week, all this excitement that has happened this week will go. It's normal as human beings. After the excitement, you forget all this sabi gang we are doing by next week. So for you to sustain that momentum, you need to start acting now. I know I'm over talking, but I'm just so passionate about this thing, and I really want it to, I really want us to get value from it. The certificate is not going to be for everybody. So the criteria for the certificate will be mentioned tomorrow, after the section by 6. So you have to ensure that you are part of all the sections tomorrow. I think all the replays are still open, but after the section today by 5, I'm going to shut it, because we've tried. We left it on since. So if you've not caught you didn't watch the replay, go and catch it now. You still have time. All right, Sabi Gang, thank you so much. I'm so happy. I'm just dancing. If you notice, I've been talking so fast. All right, guys, see you later. Bye. See you tomorrow, or see you by 5.